On this channel, I'd like to show you interesting cases from the cath lab from time to time. Today, I'd like to show you a very interesting case entitled Bioptome-Assisted Leaflet Snipping to facilitate transcatheter tricuspid valve replacement in a patient with prior tricuspid clips and surgical Alfieri stitch. This case is already published, so I want to thank all my colleagues who are involved, especially Dr. Raj Makkar, and I encourage you to check out the paper in JACC Interventions in the QR code. An 84-year-old man with severe rheumatic heart disease presented with New York Heart Association Class 4 symptoms refractory to medical management. At age 80, he had undergone surgical mitral valve replacement for severe mitral stenosis, complicated by mitral valve endocarditis at age 75 with mitral paravalvular leak. At age 77, he underwent tricuspid transcatheter edge-to-edge repair, T-tier, using 2 clips in a tricuspid position for severe tricuspid regurgitation. Due to recurrent severe TR, severe MR, and severe AS, at age 78, he underwent reduced sternotomy with surgical aortic valve replacement with a 23 Magna valve, reduced surgical mitral valve replacement with a 31 epic porcine valve, and surgical tricuspid valve repair with an Alfieri stitch in between the 2 tricuspid clips. His non-valvular comorbidities include atrial fibrillation, prior transient ischemic attack, heart failure with preserved ejection fraction, and liver cirrhosis with recurrent ascites. Given his multiple prior sternotomies, advanced age, frailty, liver cirrhosis, and multiple comorbidities, he was turned down for 3rd sternotomy given prohibitively high surgical risk. After multidisciplinary heart team discussion, the transcatheter tricuspid valve replacement with the EVOQUE system was proposed, contingent upon successful tricuspid leaflet laceration to allow for full prosthesis expansion. In this first procedure, mid-esophageal RV inflow-outflow view shows 2 parallel tricuspid clips with severe tricuspid regurgitation. 3D color shows 2 tricuspid tier devices between the posterior and septal leaflets with TR arising between them. The initial attempt at electrosurgical leaflet laceration was performed using a standard flying V wire technique with an ensnare device, Bovie electrocautery, and dextrose infusion through guide catheter side ports. This was done with guidance on 3D echo and multiplanar reconstruction of the tricuspid valve, arranged in the home view. The blue box demonstrates the equivalent of the short-axis transgastric view of the tricuspid valve on fast with the aortic valve in the 5 o'clock position just off screen. The anterior leaflet is depicted by the orange arrow, the posterior leaflet by the purple arrow, and the septal leaflet by the green arrow. Looking in the blue box, the green line represents the plane demonstrated in the green box, bisecting the posterior and anterior leaflets. The red line represents the plane demonstrated in the red box, which depicts the posterior and septal leaflets. We attempted to orient the flying V on the non-septal side of the clip in order to reduce the risk of creating too short or a flail septal leaflet, which could be a problem for the EVOQUE valve deployment and or result in paravalvular leak. However, despite exhaustive attempts including modification of the snare geometry to a flying U, wire exchanges, voltage escalation, and varied angulations, leaflet laceration was only partially achieved. The anterior-most clip was successfully lacerated and remained attached to the posterior leaflet, but not the septal leaflet, seen best in the green box just to the right of the red line. The posterior-most clip, seen in the red line and corresponding to the red box, remained attached to both septal and posterior leaflets. Further modification was not possible, likely due to dense fibrous tissue or surgical suture material placed between the 2 devices. Consequently, this was accompanied by accentuation of the severe TR. The procedure was terminated without valve implantation. The patient continued to remain symptomatic with severe tricuspid regurgitation. After interdisciplinary heart team discussion, we brought the patient for a repeat attempt at leaflet laceration with a focus on targeting the Alfieri stitch that continued to bind the leaflets together. What you are seeing are the images from the second procedure. This time, a 7 French transcatheter jaws biopsy forceps was inserted via the right internal jugular vein. Under fluoroscopic and TEE guidance, we mechanically divided the septal tricuspid leaflet and the surgically placed suture between the clips. This was immediately successful with both clips now mobile, and resulting in acutely worsened TR as anticipated. The detachment of the 2 clips from the septal leaflet paved the way for insertion of a transcatheter tricuspid replacement valve. The 2 clips can be seen to be attached to the posterior leaflet only. A 56 mm EVOQUE transcatheter tricuspid valve was subsequently delivered via the right common femoral vein over a Safari extra stiff wire. After appropriate positioning, the capsule gap is created. The anchors are exposed. Ventricular expansion is performed, followed by atrial expansion and release. Color Doppler of the EVOQUE valve shows a well-seated valve with no significant transvalvular or paravalvular regurgitation, and 2D color showing only trace paravalvular leak on the septal side of the valve. Here is the final side view on fluoroscopy showing a well-expanded EVOQUE valve. On-fast view shows the 2' MitraClips displaced to the side, paving the way for the EVOQUE. On follow-up echo on post-op day 1, the final tricuspid gradient was 3 to 6 millimeters of mercury. There is no significant tricuspid regurgitation in the subxiphoid view or the apical 4-chamber view. This concludes the second procedure. This case illustrates 3 important lessons. First, TTVR with EVOQUE system is achievable even in the presence of tricuspid clips, provided complete leaflet laceration is accomplished beforehand. Second, when electrosurgical leaflet laceration fails due to a surgically placed suture between existing clips, mechanical division using a transcatheter biopsy forceps applied to the leaflet may represent a viable alternative or even first-line strategy, subject to validation studies. Third, patients with multiple prior sternotomies and prohibitive surgical risk who have developed recurrent severe TR despite prior tricuspid clips may still be able to obtain symptomatic relief from percutaneous intervention. Thank you. I hope you found that interesting. Until next time.